Coach Mike Brown is now 12-0 coaching you guys in the playoffs. Is there any conversation to keep him from going to the Kings next season?
You talk about historically bad shooting, and a lot of history is made. He's named head coach twice, 24 hours. I felt like we got traded to the Kings overnight. I don't know how to explain all this.
Now, can you explain me this, Stephen Curry?
Curry. Sabonis, 4 on the shot clock. Got to get busy. Fox for 3 in the lead. Butter. Fox. Hit me into DM. Rejects the screen. Pulls. Sabonis. Got it.
What's that? The Warriors lose to the Kings?
They've won 5 straight, currently have the best record in California. We're not going to be petty, though.
Ha! But I will, because this is hilarious to me. The Warriors losing to the Kings. The Kings, coached by the Warriors' former defensive coach, Mike Brown. Oh, this is beautiful. And later, we'll get into what Curry also did in the offseason that he surely regrets.
The Kings win this one,
Light the beam.
131-12. So
Of course, in this video, we'll talk about, the Kings, how great they've been. But I want to really focus this on the dynamic between the coaching of this team and the lack thereof of the defensive coaching in Golden State.
3, no timeouts here for the Kings. Fox, 2, Fox from midcourt. Got it! De'Aaron Fox called game!
And when you look at the rookie race, of course, there's some very talented guys on that board. And Keegan Murray for the Kings, he's been good. But can he win a Rookie of the Year award?
I got Keegan Murray because he's going to be on a playoff team.
Ooh.
The Kings are going to end the streak.
All right.
Have the best record of all them rookies. So Keegan Murray is going to be your Rookie of the Year because of that record.
The playoffs where? We'll get into that conversation later.
Hey,
but
man,
listen,
record that.
I know I've been riding the
Record
Chet
that.
Holmgren.
I'm telling you, just record it, Malik.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm sure you've noticed that when somebody has the opinion that the Kings are going to go to the playoffs this season, it's met with backlash. It's met with eye roll. And even someone like Kendrick Perkins, he can at least give some props to Mike Brown.
That's a reflection of the coach, okay? When you talk about Mike Brown, let's give him some props. That's the foundation right there. When you see guys buying into winning, the pace, the cutting, the defensive intensity, Mike Brown bringing that championship pedigree to Sacramento, that's what they've been lacking. Look, this is coaching right here. This is interacting and teaching at the same time.
I'm pretty sure if you're a Warriors fan, you'd want Mike Brown to be in your team right now. Just the way they're playing as a team, they're not looking so good.
These guys have a great vibe right now, and their offense is legit.
It took Curry scoring 47 points at home. And don't get me started on how they even won that game. Just look at this foul that Klay Thompson commits. That wasn't even called. And this is bullshit, man. This happened against Miami too. The Kings, they've been getting robbed by the referees time after time. Most of their losses is because of the refereeing. And it's just bad officiating all around. And Steph Curry now, he's gloating. And, let's just listen to what he said before.
Talk about historically bad shooting, and a lot of history is made. He's named head coach twice, 24 hours. I felt like we got traded to the Kings overnight.
Now, I bet Steph Curry, he wants to be a Sacramento King. This carry job that he's doing constantly. When he and the starters were on the floor last night against the Pelicans, yeah, it was an ugly game, okay? Yes, and the Kings, after winning 6 straight, they're now third, okay, in the division. And you want to hear something else? The bench. Just look at how bad the Warriors bench has been. Basically, the starters build a lead and the bench, they give it away. Okay, that's how bad they are. The Warriors said that, okay? And look at the reactions that the bench gives now. They're not as excited anymore. Just compared to last season, this is how the bench would play. Crisp offense. Smooth. Everything was going quick. And just the passes were sublime. This Warriors offense was just beautiful to watch. And now, it seems like Mike Brown got the Kings to play this way as well.
Everything is fast. And here's Sabonis. Yeah, I'll push the ball up. I can handle that as a center. Here I come. De'Aaron Fox. Nope. Backdoor cut. Looked like a handoff going to be. And then bam, 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 all the way around. Look at Terrence Davis at the bottom. Pump his fist.
As of today, I know this will change, but the Sacramento Kings have the #1 offensive rating in the NBA, okay? And even though their defensive rating is like bottom 3, It doesn't matter, okay? The Warriors have a bottom 5 defensive rating whilst having a much worse offensive one.
Real quick, Kyle, I got some Golden State Warrior fans over here that I bet that if the Kings win, they owe me 10 push-ups. Let's go. I need 10, fellas. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, we doing jump push-up. 3.
People have said about De'Aaron Fox that he's just inefficient. He's a volume shooter that's inefficient. He's not as good as Halliburton. That trade was aging poorly. Well, look, as of last week, Halliburton and Fox both won Player of the Weeks for their respective conferences, and he's become way more efficient.
The story of this game.
No. Bogdanovich threw it away. Fox. Pop that clutch. Oh, Fox!
Just watch the explosion. The throwdown. The celebration.
This year marks the first year that he's shot over 35% from free since his second year. This year marks the first year he's shot over 80% from the free throw line ever. And this year marks the first year he's shot over 60% true shooting. I mean, this guy is absolutely killing it right now. De'Aaron Fox is becoming an efficient shooter. Now, do you also want to hear what Steph Curry did in the offseason that Kings fans and Kings players alike have heard and have just balled it up? Every time they face the Warriors, they think about this moment. Curry hosting the ESPYs. He made this little spoof video where his wife, I mean, she made a little joke.
Why is the Sacramento Kings arena so hot?
I don't know.
Because they ain't got no fans.
That is gold.
The Curry's father really did something there.
5, 6, 7.
Now, if you want more juicy, fun videos like these, please consider subscribing. Okay, we'll do a lot for my self-esteem. Now, look, De'Aaron Fox. I've already highlighted how much better of a player he's become. But just listen to how determined he is this season.
I am curious, though. It's been 16 seasons since the Kings have been in the playoffs. What does a successful season look like for you all this year?
For me, it's being in the playoffs. You know, we have an entirely different team, an entirely new coaching staff, and you don't want that burden to be on everybody. Obviously, I've been here for going on 6 years, so I continue to feel it, but a lot of these guys haven't been through this. Most of these coaches have. I mean, Mike just came off of a championship, so he doesn't feel the 16-year, no playoff berth. So just going into this with an entirely different feeling, an entirely new set of players, and a lot of confidence.
And what the Kings have done over the last couple of games, they've also translated that confidence into their fan base. I mean, just look at how much more amped up they've been.
Yes, I mean, what I love about this game is not only is it 6 in a row for the first time since 04-05, it's how they won. This was not a pretty game. A lot of things did not go in their favor, Mark.
Besides wanting to make history, this Kings team just feels fun. It feels like a team that's buying in to whatever they got, to whatever team they're going to play against, and just beat that team. Whilst the Warriors, they're relying on Curry to score 50 to even have a chance to win a game. This is pathetic. Honestly, this Warriors team is the antithesis of what they used to be in their prime years. I mean, this Kings team seems to be much more resembling the Warriors of old. I mean, this is beautiful to watch when you watch them play. They're fun, they're exciting, they're young, and I think Shaq might be right when he says this about the Kings.
I think this is the year they truly believe they're going to make the playoffs.
It's going to be tight, though, Shaq.
2006, but
I think the play-in is more realistic. Man, it's hard to score 153 points.
No, it's not. But they did it tonight.
And Steve Kerr, he sees the writing on the wall. He said this recently on the ESPN interview. It can only last so long. We know this isn't going forever. This could be the last year. Maybe next year is the last year. We're in the final stages. We know that. We want to make the most of it. Oh boy. Some may call this the last dance for the Warriors. I mean, this same Steve Kerr that was part of the Bulls' last dance. I mean, yeah, this is very poetic. And it's honestly just a story that we all knew was going to end at some point. And with Mike Brown not being the coach anymore, it's going to end sooner rather than later.
8, 9,